Have you ever come back to your familiar home? Everything seems fine, yet your heart still feels unsettled? The floor is swept, the kitchen wiped, the bookshelf aligned, and yet a thin haze of heaviness still lingers in the air. You sit down to focus, but your eyes catch on something. A photo frame that no longer fits, a cup you rarely use, a stray charging cable, a book you've promised to read later for many seasons. It's not messy, but it's not calm either. As if the house is whispering quiet sounds you can't quite turn off. It's not because you're living wrong, it's because you're living with too many things that no longer belong. In Japanese life philosophy, emptiness isn't a lack, it's where peace appears. When the just enough things sit in their right places, light knows where to go, and breath knows how to slow. But when objects tied to old versions of ourselves still take up space, the mind carries invisible noise. Every glance becomes a small act of exhaustion. Today, we'll take a gentle walk through your home, slow and honest, to recognize 10 items that quietly steal your peace. Outdated decorations, extra cups, awkward gifts, overkept souvenirs, old cables, unread books, unnecessary papers, expired cosmetics, and even sleeping apps on your phone. No preaching, just simple actions in the spirit of Japanese minimalism. Practical enough to start within the next 24 hours. Let's begin. Give peace back its place. 1. Decorations that no longer belong. Have you ever walked into your own room and felt your heart suddenly grow heavy? In the morning, sunlight glides across a white wall, touches a faded frame, a chipped porcelain vase, things you no longer truly see. Remove just one, and the room seems to breathe slower. Today's image is the wall that breathes. When the wall grows quieter, so does the mind. As life shifts, downsizing, children moving out, or simply evolving taste, many decorations remain like an old playlist stuck on repeat. They become visual noise. Your eyes don't enjoy them, yet your brain still processes the signal. The fatigue builds quietly, from crowded shelves, bright pillows that once matched the trend, now dimming the living room, or a bouquet of fake flowers on the kitchen counter. Just a few details are enough to keep the mind restless. In Japanese, motenai expresses the regret of waste. Because of that regret, we keep the cracked vase, the outdated frame, until walls and doorways are cluttered with visual noise. When you dare to say, "This no longer represents who I am," you return space to the wall that breathes. Space and light are the raw materials of peace. You'll be surprised how a few changes shift the air. A fresh branch in a clear glass, a black and white photo with a story, or simply an untouched, pure surface. Not to make your home a museum, but to let every remaining piece truly speak. Try the 3 items, 24 hours practice. Choose 3 decorations that no longer bring you joy. Place them in a sealed box, out of sight, in the storage room, the car trunk, or a drawer. Take a before and after photo of the wall. Throughout the day, notice how it feels when you walk by. Does the room's rhythm change? At night, brew a cup of tea and look at the photos. If the wall feels lighter, keep the box aside for another week, then donate it. If you still feel attached, keep the memory with a photo. The memory stays, the object continues its own journey. Japanese minimalism doesn't ask you to live harshly. It invites you to live honestly with the present. Whether in a small kitchen or a narrow living room, a single clear surface can become your private sky each evening. And in the room's quiet breath, you'll feel yourself grow lighter too. 2. Too many cups and glasses. Have you ever opened your kitchen cabinet and heard a small sigh? Rows of cups and glasses shoulder to shoulder, handles clinking like an overloaded bookshelf. Remove just a few, and your morning tea will flow more smoothly. Today's image is the shelf that breathes. When space appears between the handles, the mind finally finds room to rest. Cups and glasses arrive for all the sweetest reasons. A mug from a trip, 2 glasses from a birthday, a set for guests. But over time, the just in case becomes in case never, and the kitchen cabinet turns into a warehouse of memories and excuses. We tell ourselves, "I might need it someday." Yet each morning we face a tiny decision. Which one to use? That hesitation, repeated endlessly, wears down focus like a stone smoothed by waves. In Japanese, motenai means the regret of waste. So we keep a dozen promotional mugs thinking they still work. But the cost is a noisy, hard-to-clean cabinet. In truth, all we need are a few that feel right in the hand. warm on the lips, and pleasant to see drying by the sink. Listen to your body as you pour water. Which cup makes your shoulders drop, your fingers reach naturally? That's your instinct cup. The one present every morning without being called. The rest are situational cups. Nice to look at, fit certain moments, but rarely used. Once you separate these two groups, the kitchen changes rhythm instantly. Washing becomes faster, light glides longer across the wooden counter. Minimalism isn't about cutting to suffer. It's about arranging so that every daily gesture feels gentle again. Try the 6 is enough practice. Take all your cups and glasses out and choose a small number that fits your household. 2 favorites per person, plus 2 flexible ones for guests. Put the rest in a quarantine box, away from the kitchen. Tomorrow, use only those that remain. Notice how the morning flows, the cabinet feels open, the drying rack clears faster. After 3 days, if you haven't reached for any from the box, take a photo for memory and give them to someone who needs them. The memory stays in the picture and the space returns to your kitchen. We don't need a collection to prove anything. We need a clear morning rhythm to live more deeply. In the space between cup handles, the morning naturally slows down. 3. Unwanted gifts. Have you ever opened a drawer and seen a scarf you've never worn, as if it were asking, "Why am I here?" The paper bow is wrinkled, the scent has faded. Remove just one item, and the shelf seems to exhale. Today's image is the drawer that feels lighter. When we release what binds us, the home softens its whisper of guilt. A gift is a blessing wrapped in form, yet some gifts no longer speak the language of your present life. A glittering photo frame that clashes with your wooden desk, a scented candle that gives you a headache, or a team logo sweater you'll never wear. We keep them out of fear of seeming ungrateful, out of maybe someday, or because of that tag, from someone I love. Each time we touch these things, a small scratch forms on our piece. In Japanese culture, there is giri, a sense of social duty, the emotional debt to reciprocate. In daily life, it can mean holding on to an unsuitable gift simply because you're afraid to let it go. But duty shouldn't become a chain around your living space. Let's shift the meaning. A gift fulfills its purpose the moment it's given. The joy lives in the instant of unwrapping, in the hug, in the heartfelt thank you. After that, the object is merely a placeholder. When you ask, "Does this still bring joy to my present life?" you're returning the gift to its true meaning, a blessing released. Try the thank and pass on practice. Lay all unused gifts on the table. Scarves, candles, mugs, bags, decorations. Choose one that once made you smile and write a short note. "This gift reminded me that I'm cared for." Take a photo to keep the memory, then decide. 1 item stays because it truly fits. 2 move forward, to a friend, a donation, or a to-go shelf. The rest go into a quarantine box for a week. The next day, notice how it feels when you open a drawer that finally has space. The mind no longer echoes with guilt. Japanese minimalism doesn't reject affection. It reminds us to honor the present. When the drawer feels lighter, relationships feel lighter too, because love doesn't live in objects, but in how we cherish the memory and continue to live clearly, peacefully. 4. Travel souvenirs. Have you ever looked at your shelf and felt your memories crowding each other until they can't breathe? Seashells, keychains, faded tickets, dusted snow globes. They once shimmered, but remove just one, and the room opens like a window after rain. Today's image is the storytelling shelf. When the shelf grows lighter, your story rings clearer. Souvenirs are often bought in moments of excitement, to bring a piece of that place home, to remember this trip forever. Then, in the final minutes, we grab a few more, believing the more we have, the fuller the memory. But when the shelf overflows, the eyes tire and the joy of the journey fades. In Japanese philosophy, there is ma, the intentional space that allows beauty to breathe. Between 2 photo frames, a single gap becomes a pause that makes the memory stand out. Like keeping 1 ticket in an album instead of a pile of random scraps. We're not rejecting emotion, just choosing a simpler way to tell the story. Ask yourself, if only 1 object could represent the whole trip, which one would it be? Often it's not the airport snow globe, but the smooth stone found by the seawall, the handmade handkerchief, or the photo you took as dawn broke. When the shelf holds only the main characters, the room brightens, and memories no longer weigh like an overpacked backpack. Try the one trip, one item, one page practice. Lay all your souvenirs on the table and group them by trip. For each journey, choose a single representative item. Photograph the rest and add a few notes: the place, the people, the moment to remember. Save it as one page in an album or numbered note. The memory stays, the object is set free. The rest can be gifted, repurposed, or donated. Leave part of the shelf empty, like the pause between two notes of music. If you fear waste, remember the spirit of motenai, gratitude for resources. The value of an object lies not in keeping it, but in letting it be used and loved again. One cherished item is worth more than 10 gathering dust. And if the memory is too precious, print one small photo and let it speak for the whole journey. When the shelf tells stories, the room quiets and the heart feels lighter. The memories remain intact. Only now they have space to breathe with you, here and now. 5. Uncomfortable shoes. Have you ever stepped through the door, kicked off your shoes, and felt your heels sigh in relief? Pairs crowd the entryway, straps slipping loose, insoles curled into old waves. Let go of just one pair, and your evening walk suddenly aches less. Today's image is the doorway that lightens the heels. When the entryway breathes, the body relaxes too. Uncomfortable shoes are a familiar kind of compromise. We keep them because they were expensive, because maybe they'll soften, or because of that photo from a dazzling night. But the body never lies. Knees tighten, back strains, feet sting. Every morning we hesitate in front of a small forest of choices. The beautiful pair that pinches toes, the comfortable pair with worn heels. That hesitation drains focus, like searching for a spoon in a cluttered drawer. In Japanese, there's gamen, the habit of enduring in silence to save face. A common scene is wearing stiff shoes all day because they look better than coming home to bandage your heels. But minimalism doesn't glorify endurance. It invites gentleness with the body, beginning from the feet. Look at your feet, the main characters of your daily story. Which pair makes your shoulders drop when you tie the laces? Which pair your feet reach for like they remember home? Those are your instinct shoes. They carry you through the supermarket, along the riverbank, across the parking lot after rain. The rest are situational shoes, lovely in photos, painful in life. Once you separate the two, you'll notice the floor brightens, morning choices speed up, and walks feel lighter. Try the 15-minute heel test. Lay out all your shoes, wipe the dust, and choose 3 instinct pairs. The one you always grab, one for work, and one flexible pair. Walk exactly 60 steps in each. Feel it. Do your heels hit hard? Do your toes squeeze? Does the sole push you forward or hold you back? Any pair that makes your shoulders tense or your breath catch goes into a quarantine box set aside from the entryway. Tomorrow, wear only the 3 that remain. By evening, if you don't miss any from the box, take a photo in gratitude and let them go. Gift, sell, or donate. If one still has hope, repair it. If not, release it. Japanese minimalism doesn't ask you to sacrifice beauty. It helps beauty stand alongside kindness to the body. When the doorway lightens the heels, the home quiets its invisible sighs, and every step out the door becomes a gentle greeting to a new day. 6. Old cables and chargers. Have you ever opened your miscellaneous drawer and heard the rustle of the past? Tangled cords like a forest of vines, scratched chargers, strange connectors from forgotten devices. Remove just a few, and the drawer closes more softly. Today's image is the drawer that breathes. When the cords loosen, life feels less entangled. Old cables and chargers often stay because of the fear of what if? What if that odd round plug is needed again someday? What if that flat cable fits a device you lent out? We stay stuck in I already bought it, or hold on to a story. That one late night fix that felt heroic. Yet, every time we need to charge something, we dig, untangle, and sigh, a small storm of invisible thoughts. In Japanese philosophy, there's motainai, the regret of waste. A familiar example is keeping a fistful of outdated cords just in case, at the cost of a drawer that never shuts cleanly. Minimalism isn't against preparedness, it's against vagueness. Instead of fearing future lack, choose what's enough for the present. Imagine the drawer as a charging station for the mind. You open it, find exactly what you need, close it, and that's it. That calm appears when chaos turns into a simple toolkit. A few real essentials, loosely coiled, labeled, ready to grasp. The rest, mismatched connectors, loose chargers, swollen cables, are small noises that drain energy. By cutting that noise, you give yourself back minutes each day and a gentle rest for your eyes. Try the 10 minutes, 5 cords, 1 bag practice. Pour all your cables, chargers, and adapters onto the table. Choose 5 that serve your life now. Your phone charger, laptop cable, power bank cord, multi-adapter, and 1 truly compatible spare. Coil each lightly, secure it with a rubber band or paper tape, and label it simply. The rest goes into a quarantine bag, out of sight. After a few days, if you haven't needed any of them, take a photo for memory, a usefulness snapshot. Then handle them responsibly. Recycle broken ones, gift working ones. From now on, follow the rule, 1 in, 1 out. Owning less isn't about austerity, it's about flow. When the drawer breathes, you find what you need in one motion, your workspace brightens, and the rustle of the past stops disturbing the present. 7. Books you won't read again. Have you ever stood before your bookshelf and wondered, why does it feel full yet something's missing inside me? The cover's slightly worn, the scent of old paper on a rainy afternoon. Remove just a few, and the study suddenly brightens. Today's image is the bookshelf that breathes. When space appears between spines, the mind finds its anchor. Books arrive from older versions of ourselves, a season of philosophy, a phase of learning to cook, or a year when we promise to read 1 book a week. We keep them for unfinished intentions, for an autograph, or for the warmth of a holiday long gone. But every morning, as we glance at them, we see an invisible to-do list. Read this. Haven't finished. Maybe tomorrow. Those quiet reminders quietly drain attention. In Japanese, there's tsundoku, the habit of buying books that pile up unread. A familiar scene is placing a just unboxed package on the shelf, whispering, maybe this weekend. A few waiting books can nourish us, but a shelf of unfulfilled promises cannot. Let's shift the view. A bookshelf isn't storage, it's a portrait of your present mind. The books your hands naturally reach for, the ones that slow your heartbeat when opened, those are your instinct books. The rest are situational books, once meaningful, now no longer asking your questions. When you dare to separate the two, light glides across the covers like clearing fog from a windshield after a long road. Try the 1 shelf, 10 minutes, 15 books practice. Choose 1 shelf you see most often. Pull out the first 15 books and sort them into 3 stacks. 1. Reading or rereading. 2. Passing on. 3. Waiting, with a 7-day limit. For stack 2, write a small note. This book once made me smile. May it do the same for you. Gift it or place it on a community shelf. For stack 3, take a photo of the cover. Note why you kept it. If after 7 days you don't reach for it, let it go. If you fear waste, remember this. We honor knowledge by letting books continue to be read, instead of letting them rest in silence as relics of a promise long forgotten. If 1 book feels too personal to part with, keep a small token, a sticky note, a favorite line, or a photo of it resting on your desk that special day. When the bookshelf breathes, the room grows quieter, the evening less heavy, and reading returns to its true form, slow, deep, and present. We don't need many books to look learned. We need the right ones to live wisely. 8. Old manuals and unnecessary papers. Have you ever pulled open a drawer of papers and heard the soft rustle like scattered rain? Expired warranties, manuals for an old coffee machine, crumpled receipts. Remove just 1 stack and the drawer closes more smoothly. Today's image is the drawer that knows silence. When papers stop rustling, the mind stops stirring. Most papers stay because of the habit of, just in case, keeping a manual for someone else's device, or an old receipt that was once important. But now, almost every manual exists in digital form. What we lack isn't information, it's clarity. Each time we open that drawer, our eyes are pulled by titles, dates, and numbers, small details that quietly erode focus. In Japanese, mottainai reminds us to be grateful for resources, but gratitude doesn't mean keeping everything. Imagine your paper drawer as the control panel of your home. Open it and know exactly where you are. Close it and feel done. To have that sense of calm, separate what must be kept from what only belongs to the past. What truly matters is very little. identity papers, tax records, active contracts. The rest is just the noise of yesterday. Try the 10 minutes, 3 stacks, 1 photo practice. Spread all your papers on the table and divide them into 3 groups. 1. Keep, still valid. 2. Digitize, scan, save, then recycle the paper. 3. Let go, recycle, or shred. For the keep group, place them in a slim folder, clearly labeled. For the digitize group, name each file with a date. For the let go group, shred anything containing personal data. Finally, take a photo of the empty drawer as a mark of beginning. If you're unsure about something, place it in a 30-day quarantine envelope. If you don't need it after that, release it. From now on, follow one simple rule. If a document has a digital copy, don't keep the paper one. Invitations expire, they go. Receipts stay only if tied to warranty or tax. Each time you bring a new sheet home, ask, what story does this tell for the present? If none, don't let it take refuge in your space. When the drawer knows silence, you see exactly what you need, then close it with a deep breath. Fewer papers, more space, and more time to live. 9. Expired or unused beauty products. Have you ever opened your makeup drawer and caught the mingled scents of a party long over? Lipsticks lying on their sides, a cream-changing texture, mascara dried at the rim. Remove just a few items, and the vanity suddenly brightens. Today's image is the vanity that breathes. When the surface holds less, both skin and mind grow calm. Many items stay behind from past versions of ourselves. The bold lipstick from holiday season, the glow-up serum from a phase of renewal, the glittering eyeshadow palette for radiant nights. We keep them out of guilt for the money spent, out of maybe it'll suit me again, or simply to feel like we have more choices. But each time we open that drawer, our eyes trip over bottles and jars like aisles of a supermarket at 10 p.m. More lights than need. In Japanese, mottainai reminds us to cherish resources, but it also teaches release when something no longer nourishes us. Minimalism doesn't deny beauty. It restores the meaning of care. Fewer things, but the right ones. Be honest with your body. Anything that touches your eyes, lips, or skin should be safe before it's trendy. Dried mascara can irritate. Separated foundation no longer blends with the skin. Lipstick that's turned scent makes lips crack. The body always speaks. Eyelids sting, the chin feels heavy, small blemishes appear. You just need to listen. Try the 12 minutes, 6 essentials, 1 tray practice. Lay all your products on the table and choose 6 core items for your current routine. Cleanser, moisturizer, sunscreen, foundation, 1 for eyes, 1 for lips or cheeks. Place them on a small tray. That's your daily counter. The rest, follow the signs. Anything that's changed scent, color, texture, or consistency goes into a letting go bag. Anything still good but not right for you goes into a stellar 30-day quarantine box. Wash your brushes, let the table shine again. After a week, if you haven't missed anything from the box, take a photo in gratitude. Then let them go. From now on, keep the rhythm of 1 in, 1 out. When tempted to try something new, ask, what question of my skin today does this answer? If none, don't let it take the place of light. When the vanity breathes, your mornings flow like a cafe just opened. Few sounds, rich aromas, you are already enough. Let your belongings be just enough too. 10. Unnecessary apps on your phone. Have you ever opened your screen and felt your eyes lost in a forest of icons? Rows of colorful squares, blinking lights, red dots like berries. Delete just a few apps, and your phone slows less, your sleep grows lighter. Today's image is the screen that breathes. When there are fewer icons, there is more presence. Apps arrive with tiny promises. Learn a language in 5 minutes. Get fit in 7 days. Build a new habit with 1 tap. Then they sit there, updating quietly, sending scattered notifications like billboards along a highway. Each glance drains a small drop of energy. In Japanese, there's danshari, the art of decisively letting go of what no longer serves the present. A simple example is deleting a sale tracking app you no longer use. So, the screen quiets and the mind steadies. Digital minimalism doesn't reject technology. It returns to us the right to choose what truly matters. Imagine your phone as a pocket home. The main screen is the living room where only instinct items belong. Call, messages, calendar, maps, music, notes. The rest are situational objects, downloaded for an occasion, kept for just in case. Each icon is an open loop. The more loops you have, the easier it is to drift away from the present. Try the 7 minutes, 12 icons, 1 screen practice. Swipe through each page and pause to notice how your body feels. Which apps make your shoulders drop, which ones your fingers reach for naturally. Keep exactly 12 essential icons. The rest, gather into a folder called Storage. Move it to the last page and turn off notifications. Any app you don't open for 30 days goes into the Let Go bin. Delete, log out, or uninstall. Tonight, clear all red badges. Tomorrow morning, your screen will greet you with space instead of reminders. If you hesitate, recall the teaching of Danshari. Do not waste your attention on what no longer serves you. Keep the rhythm of 1 in, 1 out. Each time you think of downloading a new app, ask, what question in my life today does this answer? If none, let light and stillness take its place. When the screen breathes, your attention flows again like quiet traffic. Fewer stops, fewer horns, fewer turns. You don't need many apps to live efficiently, only the right tools to live fully present. We return to the same home we began with, yet the little noises have quieted. The wall now breathes, the cup rack no longer crowds, the drawer feels lighter, and the shelf tells its story through a few things that truly belong to you. The cables rest neatly, the bookshelf holds silence, the paper drawer no longer rustles, the vanity glows, and your phone screen no longer calls your name without reason. The home is still the same, only now it can breathe. Peace doesn't come from square footage, but from knowing what is enough. Each thing you release is a way of keeping something far more precious: presence, well-being, and a kinder rhythm with yourself. Japanese minimalism whispers gently, don't add to fill, subtract to see clearly. When there is enough, the light tilts softly. When it's clear, the heart rests on its own. If this video helped you look at your home anew, leave a small sign so this journey can continue, press like, subscribe, and share it with someone searching for quiet within. You don't need to change your whole house, just one right gesture, repeated each day. And one gentle morning will arrive, a warm cup of tea on smooth wood, sunlight drifting across a tidy kitchen, the soft clink of a spoon against porcelain. You'll look around and realize, it's not that you've lost anything, but that you've made room for what truly matters to enter.